Hello guys, let's look at KCSE Predictor Series 2, that is paper 1. Later on we shall be looking at paper 2, that is practical series. Now the first question here is define the term computer system. Remember, this is form 1, second topic. The topic is computer systems. Basically, when we talk about computer systems, it is a combination or an integration or a set of hardware, software, users, and you can also include data, where they work together to accomplish a certain goal. So basically, we say computer system is a integration set of hardware, software, data, and users designed to process and manage information. The second question comes from our second topic in Form 1, that is state 3 differences between RAM, that is read-only memory, and RAM, that is random access memory. Basically here, we shall look at the feature, that is volatility, function, writing capability, speed, and storage capacity or capability. So when we go to read-only memory, it is non-volatile. That means data remains even when power goes off. On the other hand, random access memory, it's volatile. That means data is lost when power is off. When you go to the function, ROM or read-only memory stores permanent instructions, for example, BIOS and firmware. On the other hand, random access memory keeps data temporarily, that is, stores data currently in use. Writing capabilities, read-only memory cannot be easily modified or rewritten. To some extent, it is completely unwritable. Whereas, random access memory can be read from and written to frequently. When you talk about the speed, read-only memory is slower compared to RAM. RAM, on the other hand, is faster, allowing quick data access for active processes. Smaller storage capacity in terms of MBs. When you talk about storage capacity, on the other hand, RAM can go into gigabytes, that's GB, so it has large storage capacity. Those are the key main features that we can use to differentiate between the two types of memories. What is a software license and why is it important? When we talk about license, it is a proof of ownership. So a license is a legal agreement that grants or gives users rights to use software under specific conditions. So the usage, it ensures proper usage, protects intellectual property, and prevents piracy. Guys, piracy is whereby somebody copies copyrighted work and makes it his or hers, which is illegal. Question number 4. List 3 functions of an OS or operating system. This is our last topic in Form 1. And basically, operating system has so many functions. But in this session, I have classified them into or generalized them. For example, we have process management. The operating system controls and schedules tasks, processes from efficient execution. That is process management. On the other hand, we have memory management. It allocates and manages system memory for running programs. Then we have file system management. It organizes, stores, and retrieves data from storage devices. That is file system management. On the other hand, we have device management. Here is where we talk about input-output management. The OS controls hardware components like printers, keyboards, and USBs. Then we have user interface management. Remember here, we usually have GUI, graphical user interface, and command line interface. So the operating system provides the interface for you. If you need command line, if you need graphical user interface, then you are given the mandate to use. Differentiate between primary storage and secondary storage. Basically here, we are talking about the random access memory vis-a-vis or in comparison to storage devices like the hard disk, the external hard disk, and other secondary storage. So primary storage is volatile. That is, for example, the random access memory, while secondary storage is non-volatile. Up there in the question number 2, we have checked the difference between volatile and non-volatile. On the other hand, an example, we have the random access memory compared to hard disk. Explain the purpose of a network switch in a computer network. Remember, people confuse a switch and a hub, and it is important to note that switch is more intelligent than the hub, but basically they just do almost the same. So when you talk about a computer switch, it connects devices within a network and directs data to its intended destination. Remember guys, you can get this paper, the link is just below the video. You can also WhatsApp for more. Describe 2 advantages of using cloud computing for data storage. When you talk about cloud computing, this is a situation whereby data is worked on the internet. And for that case, that means that wherever you go, you can as well as access your data so long as you have internet. So the first answer is accessibility, the ease of access. Data can be accessed from anywhere with an internet connection. It is cost effective. Instead of carrying your laptops or your external hard disk or your flash disk, risking them all over, you can just depend on internet and cyber. That means it is cost effective. It reduces the need for expensive on-site storage hardware. Scalability. Scalability means ease of expandability. How easy can you expand? Scalability, storage capacity can be increased or decreased as needed. That is scalability. It is whether you can expand it or contract it. Then we have data security and backup. Cloud providers offer backup and disaster recovery. We say cloud providers offer backup and disaster recovery options. For example, we have the popular cloud computing hardware like we have Microsoft OneDrive, we have Google Drive, we have Dropbox, we have YouTube, we have Zoom, we have many. So these guys make sure that your data is secure. And in case it's lost, you can get backup. Then we have question number 8. Define a database and explain its importance in information management. Guys, this is Form 2 work. Database is simply a collection of related data. For example, you may keep a database about a student, database about your farm, database about your shop, database about your vehicles, your fleet. So a database is just simply a collection of related data kept electronically. This facilitates efficient data retrieval. You can retrieve data very fast since you can search rather than now going to manual files. What is the role, number 9, of encryption in cybersecurity? Here we have 2 technical terms. We have encryption and cybersecurity. Actually, when we talk about cybersecurity, it's ensuring that data that is online or kept online is secure from cyber attacks, from hackers, crackers, as you can say. So here, encryption simply means making it hard to read. And encryption secures data by converting it into unreadable code, ensuring data confidentiality and protection from unauthorized access. Then you are supposed to write a pseudocode to calculate the perimeter of a rectangle given its length and width. Basically here, you can just get the input, perform the process, give the output. Simply input length, width, perimeter equals now to 2, bracket length plus width. Then you produce the output. As simple as that, you score your 3 marks. State the advantages of using spreadsheet for financial data analysis. Guys, you must know the question the examiner is asking for financial data analysis. That means data organization is the first point here. It helps arrange and manage large data sets effectively. That is data organization. Then it has automatic calculations. Formulas and functions are automatic. So automated calculations. Number two, you can see your data in terms of graphs and charts. That is visualization. It makes it easy for you to interpret data using graphs and charts. Then we have scenario analysis. We have tools like GoalSeek, tools like what-if analysis. They help in forecasting. Rather than now using your own head to analyze or to forecast, you can use these tools in Microsoft Excel, for example. That is an example of a spreadsheet. Also, if you need to arrange data in a certain way, that is sorting and filtering, you can just use it easily using Microsoft Excel or any other spreadsheet available out there. Basically, I have just simplified the answers there. Like, for example, they keep things tidy. They do maths for you. They show pictures of data, that is charts and graphs. We have question number 12. Explain two differences between syntax error and logical error. Remember, this is in Form 3. The topic is elementary programming principles. The subtopic is program development. So here we shall have the definition, mode of detection. We give an example. We also give the effect of the error on execution and how you correct it. So, syntax error, these are mistakes out of grammatical or incorrect use of language rules. E.g., you may skip a semicolon or you use incorrect keywords. So, that one is a syntax error. It's about violating the language rules. On the other hand, logical error, these are errors that are not detectable by the compiler, so they give wrong results. And this means you have to dry run, you have to check the code. But for syntax error, you require to use the correct rules. Rather, if you don't use the correct rules, you are likely to get it in a hot soup. What is HTML and how is it used in web development? We have our 2 marks there. So HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. This is a language used to write websites. So for you to run web design, you must run HTML. Otherwise, you will just get yourself floating. List 3 examples of emerging technologies and briefly describe the applications. Definitely, if I am asked that question, the first answer should be AI. Everybody is aware of we are in the AI world, artificial intelligence. This is used in automation, virtual assistance, and predictive analytics. Like, for example, you have Microsoft Copilot, chatbot, we have ChatGPT. So these are examples of virtual assistants. They also help you to predict and also to automate. Like, for example, you may write an official letter there automatically without really struggling. Then we have blockchain. This ensures secure transactions in cryptocurrency. You can ask your teacher to explain more about bitcoins, blah, 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 and digital contracts. We also have 5G. 5G technology enables high-speed internet and improved connectivity for smart devices. Then we are also going to something very interesting. Internet of Things, I-O-T, IoT. Like now we have smart homes. You can open gates for your visitors while still in the house using your mobile phone. Now such things brings the smart homes. Then we have quantum computing. This solves complex problems in cryptography, simulations, and optimization. Then we have question number 15, mention 3 ethical issues associated with artificial intelligence. The key technical term here is ethical issues. Number 1, we have privacy concerns. AI system can collect and misuse your personal data. Bias and discrimination. AI models may reinforce existing social biases, or you may ask a question to a chatbot. It fails to answer you. That is some kind of bias and discrimination. Job displacement. When we automate our organization's processes, people will be sacked, people will be displaced, people will be replaced by machines. Then we have security risks. AI can be misused by cyber attacks, deep fakes, and fraud. That is self-explanatory, where you come about that is cyber attacks. Then accountability issues. In case we refer to point number 1, if your data is misused by an AI model, there is nobody to ask, so there is no accountability. This means it can invade privacy, in simple words. It can be unfair, that is bias and discrimination. It can take jobs, that is job displacement. Section B. Section B, answer question 16 and any 3 of the remaining questions. This is as far as section B is concerned. So, define the following terms. Algorithm, they are both 2 marks. They are all 2 marks, sorry. Variable, debugging. Then you are supposed to write a pseudocode for a program to calculate the area of a triangle. The program should prompt the user to input the base and height. You have 5 marks. And then explain 4 benefits of learning programming for solving real world problems. So, algorithm refers to a step-by-step procedure of solving a problem. Whereas when we talk about a variable, it is a named memory location. For instance, if you say x equals to 50, 50 will be preserved memory x. So x holds 50, and for that case, x is the variable. It is a memory location to store a certain value. When you talk about debugging, this is identifying and fixing errors in a program. Then our program to calculate the area of a rectangle, we have to prompt. To prompt is to ask the user to enter the base, then you capture the base. Then you prompt the user to enter the height, then you capture the height. The next step, number 3, is to calculate the area of rectangle, where area equals to a half base times height. The first step is to display the area, and therefore I have highlighted in red the main points followed in that pseudocode. On the other hand, why do you think we should learn programming? Now, programming enhances problem-solving skills. Programming teaches logical thinking, breaking down complex problems, and finding efficient solutions. So when you learn programming, you will have to learn problem-solving skills. It opens up career opportunities. When you learn programming, you can write people programs and get money. So it's a career. On the other hand, encourage creativity. That is very true. When you create one program today, tomorrow you may think of how to modify it to keep yourself in the market. That is creativity and innovation. It involves computation thinking. Yeah, you think about how to solve algorithms, how to solve mathematical problems, such. Then, when you program stuff, you automate tasks. That means you will create solutions to manual programs so that you make them automatic. Then it also develops a competitive edge in the digital world. When I create an app like M-Pesa, somebody else comes with Airtel Money, somebody else comes with something different. Somebody comes with different apps. So it enhances competition in the world. Then we proceed to question number 17. Differentiate between the following pairs of terms. This is in Form 4. First topic, we have LAN and WAN. That is local area network vis-a-vis that is a wide area network. Then we have a hub and a router. We have untwisted pair and twisted pair. We have UTP versus STP. That is still bounded and that is actually in bounded transmission media. Then we have state and explain the benefits of using network in an organization. That is a straightforward question. List 3 security measures against computer crimes in an information system. So we proceed to question number 17. Local area network, this is a network that covers just a small area, like an office. Whereas wide area network, just like the word goes wide, it is the internet. It covers a large area. Then we talk about a hub. We had seen a switch on the other end. It broadcasts data to all available devices in the network. Whereas a router, it directs data to a specific destination using IP addresses. Then we have unshielded twisted pair and shielded twisted pair. Just like the word goes, unshielded is affected by noise. This noise is called electromagnetic interference, EMI. So UTP, that is the unshielded, is affected by the noise, whereas the shielded, just like the word goes, it is immune, it is protected from the noise. Benefits of networking, these are advantages of networking, just like we learned in Form 4. We have resource sharing. You can share an expensive gadget like scanner or printer, so resource sharing. Communication. Network enable fast and reliable communication through emails, through video conferencing, through messaging apps, like you can chat in WhatsApp with your co-workers instead of moving up and down from one office to the other. Centralized data management. Data in the server can be used across the organization, no matter how large it is. Then we have increased collaboration. Multiple users can work on the shared file. You can have one file, but this one file is being shared across the organization, making it easy. Then we have remote access. Users can access network resources from everywhere, enabling remote working. So you don't need to move up and down. We have security measures against computer crimes. You can use strong passwords, that is strong authentication and access control. Make sure you install updates to firewalls and antiviruses frequently to keep their database up to date. Then we have encrypt data. I had explained what is encryption and communications. That is to make sure that data is unreadable to other guys. Regular software updates and patch management. That one is self-explanatory. Then we have question number 18. Question number 18. Now, question number 18, define the following database terms. You have table, primary key, record. List and explain the advantages of using database over traditional paper. That is a very good question. The following fields are found in patient's table. Patient name, patient ID, doctor ID, ailment. Identify the most appropriate data for ailment. What is a foreign key in a database design? Identify the most appropriate field to be used as foreign key. So we proceed with question number 18, which is a very nice question. So a table is basically a collection of columns and rows. When we talk about a primary key, it is a unique identifier for a record. It is used to prevent duplication and also to identify the record uniquely. Something like an ID number of somebody, number plates of a vehicle, admission number of a student. Such fields, customer ID in a supermarket, such M-Pesa ID, Airtel Money ID, such. Those ones are unique identifiers. They are primary keys. They can never have duplication. Then when we talk about a record, it's a single entry in a table. Like for example, when I cover admission number, student name, such, I talk about, I have a record about a student. Please then explain advantages of using database over traditional paper. So this is a very simple question whereby we have faster data retrieval, that is in electronic database, there is accuracy, whereby data is secure, whereby there is saving in storage space. Also, it is easy to back up. You can not tell me it is very easy to back up files in books and manual files. They can be eaten by rodents. They can be consumed by fire. So, when you talk about electronic database, is secure and has data backup and recovery strategies. Then the best data type for element is basically text or memo or long text. A foreign key is a field in the child table that matches the primary key in a parent table. For instance, if I have a table called doctor and the first field is doctor ID, then I have another table called patient. The doctor is now the parent table. It has the doctor ID. This patient will be treated by doctor ID. Now, doctor ID appears in the patient. It appears in the patient table. That means doctor ID in patient's table is a foreign key. It is a child table that matches the primary key. It's the field in the child table that matches the primary key in the parent's table. Identifier here, we have the doctor ID, just like I had explained. Question number 19, we have identify two differences between batch processing and real-time. Basically, batch processing is whereby data is accumulated, monthly, it can be accumulated weekly, yearly, and then processed at once. Whereas real-time processing is where data is processed immediately as it appears. Like when I am asking my balance in ATM or when I'm withdrawing cash, that one is real-time processing. Why is data validation important? First of all, data validation is checking whether data fits. Like for example, I have a number data type field. Then somebody tries to keep text. That one should not really work. So why is data validation important? It makes sure that data accuracy and completeness is checked. Give two examples of data processing application in health sector. So these are the answers, guys, here. So data validation ensures accuracy, completeness, and reliability. Give two examples of data processing applications in health center. We have EMR, that is electronic electronic medical records, storing and processing patients' information digitally. We have hospital billing system, that is for processing medical bills and insurance claims. You can also add pharmacy management system for giving out medications and drugs. For the calculation, guys, just go through this one. You can also do practice. Remember, in the calculations, we said practice, make perfect. Then we are supposed to distinguish between binary and hexadecimal. Remember, binary has a radix of 2, whereas hexa has a radix of h or 16. This one usually have 0 and 1, 2 digits, whereas this one is from 0 to 9 and then from 10 to 15 or from A to F. Then we have why is testing an essential phase in system development. Basically, just like the word goes, testing, you identify and fix errors before you continue, before you go so far. Give two reasons why user involvement is important in system development. Number one, it ensures satisfaction. It also reduces resistance. Since the users have been involved, they will not resist the system. They are part and parcel of it. They help to identify errors and improvement usability. It makes sure that they have acceptance and satisfaction, ensures the system meets user needs. So you can pause the video and take some notes on this question. Our last question is question number 20. Define the following terms in networking. We have protocol and bandwidth. When you talk about bandwidth, this is the maximum amount of data that can be transmitted over a network line. It is measured in GBS, GPBS, that's gigabytes per second or megabytes per second, depending on the magnitude. Then we have protocol. For computers to communicate with each other, they use some rules called protocols. So these are the rules that govern communication between computers or gadgets on a network. Then we are supposed to give an example and differentiate bound and unbound. Just like the word goes, bound is cabled or wired, and bound is wireless. So we are talking about wired and wireless. And for that case, transmission media, bound media, use physical cable, and bound use wireless. So you don't need to give stories. Examples here we have twisted pair cable, coaxial cable, fiber optics, that is for cabled. For wireless, we have radio waves, microwaves, infrared, satellite, you can add Bluetooth and any other. Then we have transmission speed. Basically, cabled is faster than wired, simply because the cabled is more secure. Wired is likely to be affected by other waves, so it can be tampered with. And then we are supposed to explain the function of the following devices. We have NIC, that is network interface card. It is a part at the back of the computer, like a port rack, where we insert the cable clipped with RJ45. Then we have modem. Modem stands for modulation demodulation. It's a device that converts digital signal to analog and vice versa. Then we have a repeater. Just like the word goes, repeater, it is an amplifier. It makes sure that the signal remains intact. The power it came with is the power that is emitted. Then what is a network topology? Topology simply means arrangement. So we usually have various arrangement in form. We have star, we have bus, we have ring, we have mesh. For instance, the picture on the screen, this is an example of a star topology. All gadgets are connected to the same hub or switch. Then we have ring. Ring is whereby it's just like a ring. Every computer is peer. Every computer is connected to each other. So this is very risky, because if one machine breaks down, then the network may not probably be complete. Then we have a very powerful topology called mesh. Mesh is whereby each gadget is connected to each other. So when communicating, it's very fast, since computer can use the shortest route possible to communicate with the other. Then lastly, we have the bus combined together with the star. This one is called tree or hierarchical. Also, this one is also another one. Then we have the bus. The bus is whereby we have a backbone. We have one line, and then on this line, the backbone, all gadgets are connected to it. And at the start and the end, we put gadgets called terminator. These gadgets prevent bouncing back of the signals that may interfere with the communication in the network. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Remember to subscribe, remember to like, and also comment and share my videos.